Hi, welcome to version controlling system tutorial. So this is the first part of the tutorial. So generally in the version controlling systems there are various softwares like Purpose, SVN, Git, etc. So in this tutorial we will be considering the Git and we will be discussing about the Git completely because recently this is the one of the most used by many companies. So out of 100 companies, 99 companies are using the Git. So every real-time employee has to use this. Whether he is a developer, automation engineer, or he is a data engineer, if he is involving the coding activities, then he must and should aware of the Git and he is using that nowadays. What is a version controlling system? So a version controlling system is a software that tracks the changes to the file or set of files, that means a group of folders over the time. For example, you are a developer, you are making the changes to the file. It may be a Java file, it may be a Python file, it may be a C file, any programming language. You have to use the version controlling system. So let's say you are making changes for the first time and later you had one more requirement, again you need to make the changes. So like that project in day-to-day basis you have to make the changes to the few files in your project. So whenever you make the changes, if your change is not working, you need to get back to the older change. After moving your change into the production, you need to get back to the older change. So when you can get back to the older change, whenever you have the trace back of that, whenever you have the track of that. So it also allows you to work together with the other programming members. That means you had a team of 10 members. So 10 members are working on the same project. That means they are working with the same code. So parallelly, everyone has to work with the code in the same project and they need to merge all the changes together. So to work the collaboratively among the developers, this versioning system also control system also will be useful. It also allows to work together with other programmers, which is indicating that let's say you are having a group of 10 members in the team. So now everyone is working on the same project. That means everyone is working with the same code. See, everyone is making changes parallelly to the same code. And finally you have to combine all the changes. So that means you need to have the some collaboration, what you are changing and what your colleague is changing. So how do you merge the changes? So all these type of features will be available in the version control system. So benefits of using the version controlling system is it maintains the complete history of the file, when it has been changed, what is the purpose of the that particular action has been changed. So all this type of information will be changed. Simultaneously working, all your team members can work simultaneously with the same code parallelly. That means so it provides the branching and merging facilities which we will discuss in the upcoming tutorials. Traceability, it is the same thing related to the history of the file. So whenever you had some issue with the latest change, you can trace, you can go back to the little bit older change and you can make that as the final code. Let's say you had the code, this code belongs to the SBI net banking. This code belongs to the SBI net banking. So now you got the requirement to add the OTP functionality. You make your changes. After making the changes, again you need to merge this one with the latest. So after merging this one, you got an issue, so which is already in live. So in a short period of time, you should be able to revert these changes, that is without OTP changes. You should be able to move back to the older code. Due to some issue, your change, whatever that has been moved into the production, is not working, you should be in a position that to go ahead with the older one. In the olden days, you will be using the copy the files into the different folder. Let's say I had the folder F1 and my code is available in this folder. I got some requirement and I made the changes. But before making the changes, I will take the backup of this copy. So I will have the backup in a separate folder called F2. So now I had the code here and I will make the changes here. After making the changes, my code version will become C01. So like that, initially we have to make the backup by copying the files into the different folders. But it's always a problem. You can anytime you can forgot the folder where you have saved the previous code. And if you are having the multiple versions, so again there is a possibility that instead of using one version code, you may have be using the other version code also. So to avoid all those things, we had the version system in the active. There are three types of version control systems. One is localized systems, and the second one is the centralized, and the third one is the distributed. So if you come to the localized systems, this is the one. Initially you had the file 1 with the F1 and then you have made some changes and the version became F2 and again you made some changes and the version became F3. That means this is the version. You had the file which has been created initially and then to that file you have made some changes, it became version 2. Again you have made some changes in the future, it became version 3. But where it is applicable? This is all applicable to only to your computer, to your local computer. It's not across the team. It's not across the team. That is the reason this local VCS is not up to mark to use across the companies. So it is a very old one. Nowadays, no one is going to use this. It is the bit of old technology. So if there is some problem in your system, that means you lost everything. All your team members cannot work together with the same code because of these issues. Next, there is a software for this to implement the local VCS, which is nothing but the RCS. Even it is there right now with the many laptops and systems in order to revert the files which we have changed previously or etc. So if you go to the Windows, you can right click on the any file. You can go to the properties. You can see the option called the restore. But for a group of members like a team working for a project etc., this will be not useful. I cannot use local VCS across the team. Next, this is already we discussed. One is centralized VCS. Centralized VCS is developed by overcoming the drawbacks in the local VCS. So if you go for the centralized VCS, you will be having a shared repository. That means you will be having a shared code. So this shared code, you will take the copy, developer 1 will take the copy and developer 2 will take the copy. Developer 3 also will take the copy. Now developer 1 will make his changes. After making the changes, he will pull the into central repository again. Similarly with the developer 2, similarly with the developer 3. While moving, you may get some conflicts. It is our responsibility to take care of the conflicts and to resolve those things. Anyway, we will see how to resolve the conflicts and all those things in the upcoming videos. So the main drawback of the local VCS is developers cannot work collaboratively with the same code, but it has been overcome here. You can see that everyone is working with the same code which is stored in the server. That means this server you can treat like a cloud. This server you can treat like a cloud. So you are having the code in the cloud and everyone is taking the copy of that and they are working together at the same time parallelly. So they are not working with the individual code in their local systems. They are working with the shared repository among the team. But even centralized VCS has some disadvantage. That is, if the shared repository has down, this is a server. If this server has down for 10 hours, for 10 days, for 5 days, then again it is going to be a problem. So at that time, no one can go ahead and collaborate each other. So the problem for this one is single point of failure. The major disadvantage of centralized VCS is single point of failure. If the centralized servers is down for hours, then collaboration is not possible. So you can see one more diagram here. This is the centralized server. This is the centralized server where you have the code. Everyone is taking the code from the central. Developer 1 is taking the code. Developer 2 is taking the code. Everyone is taking the code from the centralized server and they are working at the same time. After making changes, along with the changes, they will move their changes back to the centralized server. Okay. Next, the final one, we are discussing about the distributed VCS. Our Git comes under the category of distributed VCS. Whatever the negatives we have seen, whatever the disadvantages we have seen in the centralized VCS, that has been overcome by the distributed VCS. And this is the more efficient, fast, simple also. That is the reason many companies, 99 companies out of 100 mostly will be using the distributed VCS. That too, they will be using the Git. In DCVCS, clients, that means developers, don't check out the latest snapshot of the file. Rather than they fully mirror the repository. So for example, you had the code. For this code, you had the versions like version 1, version 2, version 3, etc. So if you go for the centralized servers, you have to use what is the latest version and you will be making either taking the latest version or you will be taking something like understanding the differences between the version 2 and version 3. But if you go for the DCVCS, you will be taking all these 3 versions into your local system. You will be copying all these 3 systems into your local system. If any server fails, a copy is available with all the developers. That means you can include that code, whatever the copy available with the developers, you can include that one in the server. Let's see at the diagram. This is the server computer. If you see in the server computer, I had 2 versions and developer 1 has taken the copy of that. He also got the 3 versions. Version 1, version 2, version 3. And developer 2 also got the 3 versions. But if you see the previous centralized one, they are not getting the complete versions. They are just getting the latest files. So that is the major disadvantage with the centralized that has been overcome in the distributed. So in case of distributed, if the server has been down or if you have identified some issue in the server, then you can obviously take the help of any developer. You can move his code to the server. That means you are overcoming the issue whatever you have observed. So The examples of the distributed VCS is Git. The examples of centralized VCS is Perforce SVN. So Perforce SVN are still being used by some companies, but they are little bit old technology, I assume. And Git is the one which is being used by the major of the companies. So next, we will come up with the introduction to the Git, like installing the Git, etc. With this, I am ending the overview, but in the next coming video, I will be discussing the Git.